right, y'all. What's happening, kids? Hope everybody had a great weekend up here in the Bay Area. PMP getting ready to ride again for another week of hijinks and good times and laughs. Lots of stuff on the plate today, too, to get into. I think if you're a Giants fan, you're having, I don't know, I'll speak for myself at least, but I think I'm going to have some company here. I feel like, Tony, we're having some kind of existential crisis now, like an identity crisis. Is our yard even our own yard anymore? I don't know. I don't really know. We're going to have to address that today during the show. But what I saw at 3rd and King over the weekend was very, very distressing. I was not out there. I didn't go to the games this weekend, but I did watch the games, and I saw a lot of footage and a lot of stuff on social media just about the Dodger fan takeover. So that is very high on the list of topics we want to address today. T, how you doing today, man? How was your weekend? How's your head? You're all dressed up in white, Snow White Creative Tony today. What's happening, man? How are you?
Dude, I'm okay, man. My voice is a little tough today. We had a big tournament, our local San Carlos tournament. We lost in the championship, but we did a great run by the kids. So we lost 10-8. Hat tip to the Peninsula Rays who beat us. But a lot of baseball, a lot of youth baseball over the weekend. So I didn't see much of live Giants Dodgers, but I watched highlights and. Dude, I'm very frustrated by the fan situation and also frustrated at the outcome of the baseball games too. But, all 3 games, great ball games, like we predicted, right? Like we talked about, like all 3 games were really good games. Loved that they got the win on Friday. Hate that they lost 2-1 and that play by Adames ended up being one of the deciding factors. The little toss to second base and then freaking come on, man. Well, I'm blanking on his name right now. Jeez, the guy who was with the jeez, that's horrible. He was with the Giants last year. Now he's with the Dodgers.
Oh, Conforto.
Yeah, thank you, Conforto. Jeez,
dude, Conforto looks like he was born in a Dodger uniform too. Right. He looked like he already looks like a Dodger to me. You know what I mean?
Right. And it's like, dude, really, Conforto, where was that last year? Where was that last year, dude?
I know. He always had like that no expression on his face. Just, I could have used some of that pop last year. No question.
Yeah, no question. And all of a sudden, and then he's hustling from second base to third base on a ball behind the pitcher.
He's hustling. He's hitting. Yeah. He's hustling. Yeah, no, I feel the same way, bro. I had a lot of conflict about Conforto all weekend long. No question.
Yeah, we did. And you know what's smart of Roberts to start him because knowing that Conforto probably wants to shove it to his former team. But, that just ticked me off. It rubbed me the wrong way. And then yesterday with the extra inning nonsense, dude, we'll talk about it in the show, but we just got to address the whole extra inning thing again. And Matos, dude, clutching up in the bottom of the ninth. That was sweet.
I want more Matos, man. I want more Matos. I want him on the field more. I want him playing more. I'm officially a fan. You talk about clutching up, dude. I mean, all the games were tight. Like every game played over the weekend was a tight ball game. The Giants had opportunities to win all 3. Instead, they only take 1 of 3. Kind of a depressing thing, but compounded by the fact that it was nothing short of an invasion of Dodger blue. And I'm not exaggerating. If you guys haven't seen the footage, we'll try to share some with you today. That's not the only thing going on, though, Tony. We got disharmony in Ninerland again. Today I wake up, I got Juwan Jennings saying, give me a new deal or trade me. Brandon Ayuk's over here in the corner. God knows if he's happy. So I want to talk about Ayuk. I want to talk about Juwan Jennings today. What's so funny? Bro, I'm just telling you what's going on. What do you like?
God knows if he's happy. God knows if anybody's happy down there. George Kittle seems to be the only one that's like truly happy. Maybe Brock Purdy too. Like all the footage, if you saw the footage of Kittle up in Tahoe, at the American Century Golf Classic that you guys used to go to every year. Kittle was having all kinds of fun. Supposedly his crowd was just as big as Curry's. And Curry, don't you love that too, that Curry and Kittle dominated the event? I love that too.
Well, I mean, I think Kittle is more of a newcomer to that thing than Steph Curry's been going up there for years. He takes it very, very seriously, dude. Anything where there's competition involved, Steph Curry wants to win. That's why they call him the babyface assassin. He's a killer. He's the nicest guy to ever walk the face of the earth, but he's also a killer. And his interaction with the fans is like worth the price of admission. He always hangs out with people. Patty from Napa. Holy smokes. Okay, Patty, listen, don't even worry about it. She says, I'm very sorry I drunk texted a few of you. I was on that thread. I was part of that. I enjoyed it, Patty. I enjoyed your takes. I enjoyed your you're reminiscing through the years. And I also enjoyed your Linda Ronstadt video of all things.
Yes.
I got a Linda Ronstadt
Yes.
video. I'll take that. It's all good, Patty. You're welcome to do that anytime you like, man. That's what the PMP Familiar is all about. You want a drunk text? Text me anytime. It's all good. I'll always read it. Yeah.
I prefer a drunk text. I really do.
Because they're all text.
Yeah, they're always going to be flavorful. They're always going to be like, enjoyable. They're always going to have something worthwhile. So, Patty, I loved it, and I think I even responded to it. Love you, Patty, and you know what? Hey, cheers to you. Bottoms up. I hope we had a great weekend, and I don't know, Paulie. Back to the Giants Dodgers. Yeah. Back to the Niners thing. The whole here we go. We're going into camp yet again with nonsense, with off-field nonsense. And it's like, I'm so torn about this. I don't know how you are, but like, I'm really torn about like, hey, Juwan Jennings, dude, 7.5 mil for a wide receiver 3 or 4 is pretty darn good, dude. And I just wonder how often the agents just sit these guys down and get into their heads and just say, you know what, you need to be making more. You need to, and it's like,
I think I hear you. I do. I hear you on that. That's a good question. It's hard to really evaluate who's doing the encouraging in terms of looking for a new deal. I mean, I think sometimes it comes from the player. I think sometimes it comes from the agent. Sometimes it's a combination of both. Sometimes it's a player going to their agent and saying, hey, I'm worth more than this. See if you can get me something better, like around the league. Now, I like Juwan Jennings a lot. So, Tony, if I may, give me some new age corporate speak. Let's put a pin in that bad boy. Okay, we're gonna drop a pin in that S, and let's get into let's get some sponsor love happening today. We got a big week too. We got a big announcement to make right after this. I want to do a Longbridge Pizza spot. Then we're going to talk about Stellar Design, Don Peralta's outfit in a little bit, and then we have information now we can share with everybody for the next PMP Familia group outing. So stay tuned. We're going to get to that in a minute. But first, Tony, Longbridge Pizza, our first sponsor, our true love. We love Neil Donardi. We love his food. We love his son, Nico. We love the whole vibe they got going on down there. And that's a big part of the Longbridge experience is the vibe itself, which is why they say come on down to Longbridge and join the Vibe Tribe. Tony and I both card-carrying members, flag-waving members of the Vibe Tribe, and you should be too. If you haven't gone down there and eaten the pizza, I'm going to go down there this week. I plan on getting pizza this week. I'm not waiting around, Tony. It's time for me to strike. So I'm going to head on down to Longbridge and say, see what I'm saying, bro? That was I believe that's the Polymac particle pie, right, Tony? It starts up in the square fashion.
Yep, that's the Polymac particle pie, dude, and that's the square fashion. Look at the burnt edges of the cheese, dude. That's what, for me, that's what makes it, man, is those burnt edges. Oh, it's so freaking good, dude. I can't tell you. And there's another one I'll present while you keep going, Paulie. And there's
no, it's all good. Yeah, a little food porn, a little pizza porn for you while we do the Longbridge spot. Why not? Let's enhance, let's fortify the message if you could. So again, Longbridge Pizza open 6 days a week. They are closed on Mondays. So again, put a pin, Tony. Put a pin in your pizza cravings until tomorrow, and then you head right on down to Longbridge. Try some of their specialty sandwiches too. The cheesesteaks are amazing. They're called the chopped cheese. That's the Longbridge version. Also, they have invented and offered up, serving up their brand new hamburger choice. It's called the Vibin' Out Burger. Kind of a Longbridge response to the In-N-Out burger. Easily just as good, probably surpasses it, actually. They stack a couple of burgers up. They throw all the special sauce on there. It's outrageous. It was so damn good that Creative Tony, a known vegetarian on the street, he took a run at one of those bad boys. That's a true story. I saw him do that. Very rare. Those Creative Tony say, hey, let me get a hit. Let me get a hit of that beef burger you're working on. And I was like, dude, you got it. Dive in. And I think he was glad he did. And then lastly, Tony, I would just say, for your next group outing, obviously, Tony talking about his Little League endeavors at the beginning of the show. He's a busy guy with the kids. And if you're one of those guys, you're out there running around with your team and you're like, damn, I wish I could just take these guys somewhere after the game. Take them down to Longbridge. They can accommodate groups and private parties in the back. They can seat 20 to 25 people, flat screen TVs, literally all over the place. Great place to watch the All-Star game this week if you want to get in there and do that. And by the way, Tony, kind of a point in the middle of a Longbridge spot. I do want to talk about the All-Star game and the home run derby a little bit today too. But anyway, Longbridge Pizza, they're waiting for you. So head on down there, closed today, open every other day of the week. 2347 3rd Street, LBP, the place to be. Big T.
Yeah, you know me. And lastly, Paulie, I just want to reemphasize that on Tuesdays is their Smash Stack Burger Day. Then Wednesdays is their Sandoz days where they make the gabagool and they make the chicken parm. I mean, those sandwiches are freaking great. And then Thursday is the Detroit style square pizzas. And then every day is the ice cold local beer on tap right behind the bar as you walk into the place. So, and then again, our merch is there available to purchase as well. Thank you, Neil, for letting us put the merch up there. And on Fridays, they broadcast our high noon show in the back room. If you care to swing by and have a pizza pie on a Friday, we'll be broadcasting live on the screen there in the back room.
On the screen there. Thank you very much, Big T. Okay, so back to the matters at hand today. I told you we've been working on something. Dom Peralta, our art director, Creative Tony, myself, and of course one of our other beloved sponsors, Carlos De La Fuente from Flex Funding. Now, Los D is actually the brainchild, the brain trust behind this whole operation. He was like, you know what, you guys, I had such a good time at the opening day party. And I think Tony, you know how you were saying on the air like a month or so ago, you were like, I always have like serious, what you call FOMO.
Yeah.
You suffer from FOMO at times.
Yeah.
Go ahead and define FOMO for the masses. And then I'm going to explain. I want to go a little deeper into that.
Well, Paulie, it's an acronym. I'm a big acronym guy.
I see.
And fear of missing out.
Okay.
Fear of missing out.
And this
FOMO.
applies to
Serious
what?
FOMO.
This applies to games you miss, romantic endeavors,
Yes.
rock concerts. What are we talking about FOMO-wise?
This time of year when Fish is out there touring and I can't attend because I'm doing whatever, I have major FOMO when I see the set lists and when I see videos and I hear about certain different jams and whatever. I'm like, oh, major. Or when I see Sons of Johnny LeMaster at any Pearl Jam show, I say that's major FOMO. I have major FOMO. So there you go, Paulie.
Okay,
FOMO.
well, here's a case where I think some of y'all, if I may, some of you guys might have had a slight touch of FOMO when we had the Metallica get-together, the family get-together a couple of weeks ago down Levi Stadium. It was a great time. Once again, thanks to Vicky Strait for offering up all those tickets that we gave away on the show. We got everybody together. We had a great time, but it was a limited group. So Carlos is over here going, you know what, dude, let's open these damn doors and let's get a bigger crowd together where we can all hang out, kind of closer to what we had opening day, where we can just mingle and mix and have drinks and talk to Carlos about any kind of, this is a great opportunity to talk to Carlos if you have any questions about your finances and things like that. So what we're asking you to do today, we have selected the game. What we're going to do is get a group together. We're going to go catch a Giants-Cubs game. Get your pens ready right here, as Dom and David Lee Roth would say. And you want to circle August 26th, okay? That's going to be the game. August 26th, Cubs-Giants. We will have ticket information following up either later this week or early next week. Dom and I are working on that right now. But I think, Tony, we're going to be able to accommodate a group between 12 and 20. Mm-hmm. So this should be a little bit more of a reasonable hang for everybody. By the way, Christian, I haven't called you Christian Narrig in a long time, but a nice one-liner from Rags over there. Officially, Creative Tony on the streets. Creative Tony is a FOMO-sexual. A FOMO-sexual. I like that. It's a new term. Rags, I dig that. And by the way, what's up, Dom, Nutter, Scarlet Fire, Patty, Joe Schmo, Patcher Patton, Matty Balls, bro. Matty Balls. Welcome
also,
aboard. Yeah.
Holy timeout. I want to say hello to Gildardo Jr. Berrigan. I want to say hello to Gildardo Jr. Berrigan. Never seen that name before.
I got no problem with you going over to shine a light on Gildardo, bro, but don't let me sleep on Matty Balls. Okay, Matty Balls is on board today. Noemi Catalina, one of the queens. Also, Leah Phillips, Los D, John Joseph, Joe Schmo, Miguel. It just keeps coming. Escobar the third. Winks is in the house. What's up, Winks? Creative Tony, I think we got a super.
Yeah.
Noemi, let's get her up there.
You talk. Give me two.
Right. I got two things. First of all, I want to also remember your mom is cool. I saw in the chat he mentioned this, and I want to mention it also. We were talking about Longbridge Pizza. And by the way, Longbridge Pizza will be involved on August 26th as well. But I wanted to thank Neil Donardi and his son Nico for coming out to our game on Friday night. He and his son Nico came out to our game, our San Carlos Missions game on Friday night, supporting youth baseball, and it was against his South City team. So it was really cool. So I just wanted to thank Neil for coming out.
Who's the tougher of the two, Tony? Let's have some real talk right now. In a street fight in an empty parking lot with nobody there to break it up. Who's winning that bloodbath? Is it the Neil Donardi South City kids or Creative Tony's well-heeled Peninsula boys? What are we talking?
Well, as fine of a troop of young gentlemen that South City are and were, we beat them a couple times, Paulie. So.
No, I'm not talking baseball. I'm talking street fight now.
Yeah, probably South City, dude. Yeah,
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
We've
Yeah.
been joking around like maybe we should change our jerseys to say soft Carlos instead of San Carlos.
Right.
Sometimes the boys are just like, come on, toughen up, dudes. Toughen up, boys.
Hey,
And then
you gotta go to somebody. Sorry, Tony. You gotta go to somebody like John Joseph, who knows the streets, who knows how this stuff unfolds. And he says, God, he already flew by. He goes, yeah, South City, you got to be ready. Those kids are bringing weapons. Okay, Tony, they're bringing weapons.
I want to shout out this kid named Angel, their first baseman / pitcher.
I love him already. I love him. Is he a big kid? I got you picture of big kid. Yeah.
I should have taken a picture of him, man. Big kid, nice kid. Because I coach first base, and I always try to talk to the first baseman over there and just have fun with him. And he was a great kid, great ball player too. So shout out Angel of South City Youth Baseball, South City Little League. So, and then also, Paulie, I want to give Noemi is a super, and she flew by, and I apologize, Noemi, because I meant to get you on there, but let's get you up here. She's got a great point. She says, haven't these prima donnas seen pattern of behavior? Hold out, get paid, get injured, and get traded. I mean, it's a hell of a way to ask for a trade. And Noemi, I can't disagree with that.
There has been disharmony in the 49er wide receiver core for years now, for several years. I mean, you look at Deebo Samuel and the tantrums he's been throwing, social media. Oh, I scrubbed the Niners from my social media. Ooh, he's disgruntled. He's unhappy. Meanwhile, he's had 2 shots at the big ring and he couldn't deliver. He was a non-factor, Deebo Samuel, the last time the Niners were in the Super Bowl. Non-effing factor. And of course, he's disgruntled. Now he's playing for Washington. Now Juwan Jennings is upset. Brandon Ayuk seems like he's in a constant state of unhappiness, and I'm not sure why. Escobar the third's a super. Let's get him up there. I want to make sure we take care of everybody.
Escobar. Let's get him up there. Come on, dude. God,
hey, Tony, I work in San Mateo, so I'll help whoop some South City coaches. Hey, that's exactly it. Hey, Escobar, man, you stay buffed out, man. You never know what we're going to call on you for those kind of services. That could be something we're going to need down the road. And thank you, brother Escobar. I'll tell you what, from me to you, I look forward to hanging with you on 826 if you can make it out to the game. I really do. I'm sorry I missed you at the Metallica show. Tony, as we talk about Juwan Jennings and don't forget Ricky Pearsall now, who's also changed his number to the cursed 1. I don't know why anybody would wear number 1 after what happened to Deebo Samuel, but he dropped this 14. He'll be wearing number 1 this year. He factors in too. My only thing with Ricky Pearsall is I don't really think we know this kid yet. I don't. We got flashes last year.
Right.
He seems like he's serviceable, but expecting some kind of monster dominant year from Ricky Pearsall, maybe a fool's errand. I hope he busts out T, but I'm not assuming he's a game changer. So that leaves you with Ayuk and Juwan Jennings. Now listen, I like Juwan Jennings. I do. I like him a lot. In fact, if you were given the choice, Tony, I'll let you keep Jennings or Ayuk. Who are you taking and why?
Oh boy. I mean, that was one of our Tony's top 3, but we can just get into it right now.
My bad.
It's okay.
Okay.
Well, no. You know what? Actually, Paulie, let's do it. Let's do it justice. Let's do it correct. Let's start Tony's top 3. How about that? Because we can get right into it.
Time out. Real quick though, before you start Tony's top 3, I'm going to go into a mild panic here. I got to make sure we have to talk about this Dodger fan invasion. I don't want to let that thing go because I have a lot to say about that.
Let's talk about that now, and we'll get back to the Tony's top 3 and get back to Jennings and Ayuk and the other items inside of Tony's top 3.
I'm just restoring some law and order. That's to clear the decks, to kind of cleanse the palate. Hold on, the audio palate.
All right. You know what, Paulie? Can I have Principal Paulie just restore the order, please?
Yeah, hold on one sec, man. Still having some issues over here with this thing, but here we go. This should work. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to talk about the fact that the Giants fans have flown the way of the dodo bird, if there is such a thing, where we now open the floodgates for Dodger Blue. I hate it. It stinks. It's got to stop.
Dude, I think I like Principal Paulie better than Satan, but that's okay.
It's an acquired taste. Sure, it's to each his own.
I love this, even though you don't need to do it. That's the best. That's the best.
You know what I mean? Hey, it's for a fact, dude. We're doing visuals too. I want to make sure people know.
Hey, Paulie, I hope everybody had a great weekend, at the yard and around the Bay Area. But
it could have been better, Tony. It could have been better if we had some of our own fans in the yard.
But when you have Willie Adames and Logan Webb make publicly commenting on how uncomfortable they are with all the Dodger fans there, it's become an official problem. And dude, and you know what, Paulie? I point the finger right at Giant season ticket holders. I point it right in their freaking face because those are the people selling the tickets to these Dodger fans. I'm so sick of it, man. Or they're putting them up on these SeatGeek sites or these StubHub sites, and they just want to make dough. and they know, ooh, the Dodgers are coming to town. We're going to really clean up this weekend and make a ton of dough off these tickets and sell them. Guess who's buying those tickets? The Dodger fans in that Pantone 294, I think it's called, that group. What is it?
Yeah.
Pantone 294. And that whole group of people that come to LA, Pantone 294. And Alex Soto is like the guy who rallies this troop together. And dude, at the end of the day, you got to tip your cap to the Dodger fans who rally, because it's kind of like when Niner fans take over SoFi for Rams games. But dude, hey, Giants fans, what the hell? Like, Paulie, can you give me a what the hell? Do you have a what the hell available?
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, I'll give you some Grodin. I got what the hell. Absolutely.
What the hell? What the hell?
Yeah. I got to say one more time.
What the hell? What the hell?
And again, I want you to use your keen listening skills when you got to realize Charles Grodin is commenting. And if you listen, it's Robert De Niro crowbarring his way, breaking into a car. Listen carefully.
What the hell? What the hell?
Yeah, you hear him. He's breaking into a car. Okay, anyway.
That reminds me, Paulie, real side note, that reminds me of when you did the Tim Ryan bridge to bridge spot.
Yeah.
And we had the sound of the weights hitting the floor. Remember that?
Dude, one of my favorites. Do you have access to that, dude? I'd love to get
somewhere.
Yeah. No, that's what. Yeah, that's right, bro. Just chucking 45-pound plates across the room. And it's probably what he's doing right now. I'm not even exaggerating. He's either on the practice field checking stuff out, or he's in the weight room right now. Tim Ryan, I love you, brother. Love you.
Oh, dude, we love Tim Ryan, and we're gonna try and get Timmy on the show at some point during the season. But dude, I wonder this about Tim Ryan, because I know that right now, if we were to call him and ask him and publicly, he would say, "Well, Juwan Jennings, deserves the consideration, and you can't lose Juwan Jennings." But I wonder privately. Oh. Is he saying what in the hell is going on with these players nowadays, where one good year and you signed a contract, dude, honor the contract. And then if you have another great year, you have one more year in this contract, Jennings, for $7.5 million. If another good year, then then you have every right to bark for a new contract and get paid.
Okay.
But, what?
A couple things going on here. We're losing control. Okay, first of all, Leah Phillips, I'm glad you enjoyed the bridge to bridge spots. We had a great time at those too. Number two, Creative Tony, I just set up the Dodger fan invasion, and we're right back to Jennings and Ayuk. So we're ebbing and flowing here, and it's getting to like a critical mass point. Tony, go ahead.
I apologize. Tim Ryan joined the show.
I am absolutely jacked out of my mind, bro.
Oh,
just firing out some snatches right now. You know what I mean? Just plates flying across the room. Bang! I love that one so much. All right, and by the way, didn't we do another one where he was like mountain climbing with eagles flying by and stuff?
Yes. I'll try to find those. Those are on that hard drive that I think I have at your house right now.
I got it. It's right over here. Yeah.
So we'll have to dive into that and get those bridge to bridge spots back. But Paulie, back to the fans thing. That's
what I want to get into. Yeah.
I have, if I'm a player, I'm really bummed out because you're leaning on that home field advantage, especially in a rivalry game like this or rivalry series. And you're telling me that when they walk off the field, all they see is blue.
But listen, there's so much to say here. No, I feel you, Tony, and I'm glad Adamas and Webb actually said something about this, because I'm kind of embarrassed. Honestly, I'm like embarrassed as a Giant fan that this is what it's come to. Now, you remember last week when I was showing you some of the ticket stubs I had from Giant games in the 70s? Yes. I want to go that far back, because that's as far back as my whole kind of involvement with the Giant-Dodger rivalry goes. So when I was a little kid, you can go out to Candlestick, and even in the years when the Giants weren't drawing big crowds, which was pretty frequently back then, they weren't getting big crowds, but you could always count on Giant fans really muscling up and turning out in big numbers when the Dodgers would come to town. That was just something you could assume. It was as reliable as clockwork. And as the years have gone on, and the same goes for, during the World Series years, 10, 12, 14, all Giant fans with a smidge of blue in the crowd. And it started to change. I want to say, like, I saw Robot Centaur posted a message a few minutes ago, and he said it all started to shift about 8 years ago when the Dodger fan invasion started. I've also seen our good friend, our colleague, Bonte Hill. He posted last night. He's disgusted too. And he said a lot of people feel it is a result of the Farhan years with the Giants, and kind of losing a lot of fans, just getting so turned off by that mechanical, analytical robot ball they were playing out there, that he claims they lost a lot of fans and that they just simply haven't come back. So in those vacancies and in those empty seats, the Dodger fans, but you see the picture. Listen, I think it was Los D last night sent me a video that was taken at the corner of 2nd and King over by Momo's. Tony, I almost threw up when I saw this thing. It was the streets were packed. It was like Mardi Gras for Dodger fans in San Francisco. And it's a horrible look. And where's this all leading? Like, how's this? If it's not going to change in a year like this, when the Giants are really competing and they're in a position to become a playoff team, if they can hold pace, I mean, this is the biggest series of the year, and our own fans didn't turn up. Like, I really am disgusted. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's disgusting. It's disappointing. And I guess you guys can comment on the line. Do you guys view this as a result of the Farhan Zaidi years? I don't know. It's a theory that's out there.
Dude,
go ahead.
But that's the thing. That's the thing of the past. I mean, now we got Buster Ball, dude. People need to get on board with Buster Ball, man. I'm tired of, like, sure, the Farhan era was frustrating, dude. Like that, no doubt, the Farhan era was frustrating. But I'm just very upset because that's it. Like you said, embarrassing is the right word, Paulie, but also disgusted. And this is think about this back in the 2010, 2012, 2014, when it was like a sea of orange and black. I mean, it was so, and you couldn't find a ticket, right? If you were a Giants fan. And that's
our home game, like our yard. That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's why it's called a home game. Yeah.
Right. And dude, I mean, talk to any professional athlete. Having a raucous home crowd makes a difference. It makes a difference in the entire vibe of the game. I mean, so when you are not there and it's taken over by Dodger fans, and again, I hate to do this, but you do have to tip your cap to them because they're just saying, hey, we're going to keep doing it. We're just going to keep showing up. And if these Giants fans are going to continue to sell their tickets, we're going to keep showing up. It starts and has to end with these Giants season ticket holders selling their tickets. Don't get season tickets if you're going to sell them and use them as like a I don't know, way to supplement your income. That's what I'm tired of, dude. Is that people are starting to do that more and more nowadays, where they buy season tickets with no intention of going. Right. With zero intention of going, and only to make money off of them. And it's like, what is the point, man?
I can tell you, I don't know, Tony, have you ever been a season ticket holder for any team, any sport, like in any capacity?
Not me directly, just family. Like we've had Niners season tickets, and we had Giant season tickets for a long time too. So yes, but not directly.
Only reason I bring that up is because I was a season ticket holder one time in my life, and it was for 49er games, and there was still a candlestick. And I can tell you this, not one time did I consider or actually sell my tickets for any game under any circumstance. It was like, that was a thought that never even crossed my mind. I would never do that. Like, I would just never do that. Here's an idea. Here's a freaking great idea. If you're a season ticket holder, you're a Giants season ticket holder, you can't go to the game, call somebody who's a freaking Giants fan and sell them to him. Right. You don't got to sell them to Dot. You don't got to put them on StubHub to the highest bidder. Sell them to a Giants fan that who will pay you for the tickets. But like you said, the problem is it's not about that. It's about people looking to make a profit that just don't give a shit. They don't really care about the rivalry. And by the way, we're getting a lot of supers pouring in, so we should probably address it. I think I saw Peter Hoffman go flying by. Stevie B's in the mix now. So T, you want to sort through those and throw them up at your leisure? The super.
I'm gonna ignore Peter Hoffman's.
Fair enough. Okay,
no, I'm kidding.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ignore Peter Hoffman's super until he delivers another one of those pastrami sandwiches. And at that point, what was the name of the joint we went to, Tony?
That was Refuge with Pete.
Dude, Refuge. You don't have to live like a refugee. You don't have to eat one of those pastrami sandwiches either, but they're money. I'll tell you that.
Pete is just for everybody. Pete's a local dude who were good buddies, and we put a bet on the Giants Dodgers series, and I owe him lunch. So here's Pete. He goes, he's a super. Boys, the more you acknowledge the Dodger fan invasion, the more we will want to take over the park. Dude, I don't disagree with you, Pete, but we have to acknowledge it at some point.
There's no way around it anymore. Like, what are we going to do? Pretend like it didn't happen? It was so I remember T again. I'm just referencing stuff that I have familiarity with. So for me, it's my season ticket years as a Niner fan. And I can tell you, when the Dallas Cowboys would come in, there was a lot of Cowboys fans in the stick. When the Green Bay Packers would come in with the Brett Favre years, those teams, there would be a lot of Packer fans, and it used to drive me effing crazy. I used to get so pissed off. Similar kind of thing, but not to this level. Not to this level. Like at a Niner game, they'd be sprinkled in. I mean, the Cowboys or whatever, they're America's team. They got fans all over the place, so they're going to show up. But you made a great point, Tony, earlier in the show today when you said, hey, we know what it's like to have the shoe on the other foot as 49er fans now. Mm-hmm. I think the Niners, I mean, I'm going to say this objectively. I think the 49er fan base travels as well as any in the NFL at this point.
Yeah.
And I've been a part of it. Mm-hmm. I've gone to a couple of road games. It's unbelievable. Like the takeover that happened in New Orleans in 2020 or 2019, the Kittle game, that I couldn't freaking believe. The 49er fans were so on top of it, dude. They rented out like an empty parking lot, and it became a block party, a sea of red with grills and music and bands. It was incredible. So yeah, we do know what it's like to actually execute that move, but I feel like it's different in baseball when there's 162 games. Right. Like football, every game is a massive event. This was just a mid-season series, but again, with our biggest rival, and to see that, and Tony, I felt like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it escalated. I felt like it was getting worse. Thank you. Air traffic control. What do we got? What do we got, T?
I want to get to a couple supers just to honor them, but yes, Paulie, I agree with everything you said. And Steve Bisecchio says Devers 0 for 5, Adames 0 for 5, Flores 0 for 4, Ramos 0 for 4. Here, I'll put it up on the screen. Actually, I should do that. Chapman 1 for 5, Lee 1 for 3. 10th inning was exactly why we got Devers and Adames, and they both blew it. And I don't disagree with you. Yeah. The Devers thing is getting old. It's getting very old. I know it's only been a month, but like
it's getting super old. And now I'm getting pissed. Now I'm starting to get pissed, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, dude, lose a couple of pounds. You know what I mean? Like I'm throwing insults at him when I really am, because I saw him running the bags the other day. I'm like, dude, you're slow as heck, bro.
He doesn't run, Paulie. He jogs.
He can't run for us. No, he can't run for us. I'm pissed at his physique. I am like, my patience is wearing out. It's not just you, Stevie B. More so on Devers. At least Adames is sort of coming to life lately. He's been playing better baseball, hitting a little bit better. But the Devers thing is driving me freaking crazy, T. It really is.
It's crazy. I mean, I will give him credit that he has had some really good at bats, but dude, the product, I mean, he's not producing. He's just not producing. And so I sure hope in the second half, and by the way, it's not the second half, it's like the final third or whatever. There's like 65 games left. I sure hope he gets his rear in gear, as they say, and turns it on in the final 65 games, because they need him. They absolutely need him. And Buster, I'm not going to say Buster's a bad judge of talent, because the guy was a great hitter in the American League. He's been a great hitter in the American League. I do wonder sometimes if National League pitching is better than American League pitching. I do wonder that. But another super, Paulie. Pine Needle. What's up, Pine? The solution is real fans buy season tickets. That would be a great solution.
That's a good starting point. Yeah.
Right. You know what also would be a great solution, Paulie, is let's go back. Let's cut off all the StubHubs and the Seat Geeks. And let's go back to just old school scalpers, dude, where, you know what? Fine. There's a secondhand market. There's a second market out in front of the Oracle Park, but the scalpers can approach Giants fans, right? And they can sell the tickets directly to Giants fans. They can see who they're selling the ticket to. And if the Giants fans want in bad enough, they'll pay, right? I mean, it's just the whole StubHub SeatGeek scene it makes it so easy for fans to, not even fans, they're not fans, for season ticket holders to offload tickets.
I got to say that I love everything you're saying. I got to be totally honest with you, Tony. I miss the days of the scalper. I was actively involved with scalpers. I scalped my way into so many shows and so many games. In fact, Jeff Winkler, Winks, my buddy. Dude, you remember at Madison Square Garden, one time I scalped tickets for a Springsteen show in the year 2000. Bruce did a 10-night run at Madison Square Garden. He was ending that tour. And I went up to a scalper on the street. The guy's like, who needs tickets? Who needs tickets? I'm like, I need 2. And I'm like, what do you got? And he shows me what he got. And he goes, hey, they're behind the stage. I'm like, perfect. Give me them. So because that is a secret just to share with all Bruce fans out there. If you ever get a chance to sit behind the stage at a Bruce show, jump on that, bro. You're practically on the stage. And anyway, that night at that gig, I'll never forget this. Bruce Springsteen sang Spirit in the Night, and he sang the entire song lying on his back on the stage. He was laid down and saying, "Oh, it was a trip." Yeah, Winks, you know what I'm talking about. That was a great show, and that was a result of scalpers on the street. You just don't see that anymore, Tony. I miss scalping. I was a scalper,
I miss it. There's a couple things. And Beat LA says, how do you get old school scalping back when there's no paper tickets? Great freaking point. So we need to bring back the paper tickets, number one. And number two, what about a good haggle between the scalper and the buyer?
You gotta be all business. If he goes, I get $50 each. I'm like, I got 40 each. See, you just turn around and start walking. Boom! Watch how fast he puts those tickets in your hand.
Totally,
as soon as he thinks he's gonna lose the sale, he'll come to grips. Yeah.
Dude, the SeatGeek StubHubs, there's no haggling. There's none of that. There's no person to person in each other's face haggling, which is just a lost art form, I think, dude. Because like you said, and it's like Mike Damone in front of the movie theater selling the Van Halen tickets. Like,
I don't have any Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, but because these people buy season tickets and they with zero intention of going to the games, pisses me off to no end. Because what are we doing? Like, they are the problem. They are the problem. That's where it starts and ends. You got to, and I don't even know how you would monitor whether or not they're a quote unquote fan by when they purchase season tickets. There's no way to monitor. There's no way to know.
Listen, I got to do a quick song parody courtesy of my buddy Winks, and we're going to do Bruce Springsteen style. When I scalp on the street, I scalp the way I want to scalp. Dude, I got you, Winks. Very good, brother. Very good. Hey, let's do a quick pause in the action for Stellar Design. Our newest sponsor, our beloved friend Don Peralta. This kid is almost like he's an art director. He's a supremely talented artist, but he's also kind of like a guardian angel of the show. This guy does freaking everything and then some on behalf of the PMP show and the entire community. He's constantly coming up with new ideas, new visuals, he's heavily involved in this get-together we're working on with Los D. In fact, Dom is helping, just to give you an example of like how much Dom does for the show. Not only does he create all the imagery and the artwork and all that stuff, and he crushes it, but he also is somehow organizing the tickets for the PMP get together on August 26th. And if you're late, you're just joining us, please circle that date, August 26th. Circle it in a red pen on your calendar, y'all. That'll be the next PMP get together. I think we can accommodate a group of 12 to 20. We'll have more ticket information soon, but at least for now, that's the game we're going to go to. And the idea, pardon me, it's a night game. So Los D was like, dude, let's get all the sponsors to come. Let's get Matt Young. Let's get them all to come on down. And then we can go to Longbridge before the game. Then we'll go to the Giant. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be freaking awesome. Kind of our end of the summer blowout. But in the meantime, let's talk about Dom's real business and his real passion in life. And that is Tony's Stellar Design. That is San Francisco Bay Area based industrial design studio shaping the future of product innovation. Now, industrial design, Tony, is the professional practice of developing products and systems that optimize function, value, and appearances for users while weaving in engineering for manufacturers. Now, one of the new products they're really excited about over at Stellar Design, Tony, is Baller T.
Holly, if you're going to do this announcement, can I do a... There you go. That's for the new announcement. Go, buddy. New product lines. Go.
Well, now you got me. Hold on now. Now I got questions. Is that a new explosion?
Yes, it's a new one. It's a new one, dude. Yes.
Let me hear the old one. I think I'm partial to the old one.
I don't have the old one.
Oh, it sounds like there's like a DJ record scratch and then an explosion. By the way, speaking of DJ record scratches, shout out Terminator X. Anybody out here follow Chuck D on social media like I do?
Okay. Gotcha.
Chuck D, dude, is a great follow. If anybody was looking at him over the week, he's on tour right now with Guns N' Roses. Public Enemy is opening shows for GNR over in Europe. I guess they're touring right now somewhere on the other side of the world. And Chuck D is like, hey, man, I got to get back into roller skating. So, dude, all weekend long, Chuck D was posting videos of himself roller skating. I'm like, I freaking love this guy. Yeah.
You know, our main man, Los D, Carlos De La Fuente of Flex Funding, he posted a picture of himself, I think with his nephew, getting his roller skate on. Yes, if you can send me that photo, Carlos, that would be great. I could share it on the show. Dude, I grew up a roller skater. We had a place called and we're going to get back to Stellar Design in a second, but I grew up at a place called the Rolladium. Shout out the Rolladium.
Yeah.
Rolladium was incredible. We would go there. I tried to like do the backwards skating, and all that stuff, and I could never do it.
I can
But
teach you how to skate backwards. That's one of the few things in life I know how to do. I can skate backwards. Okay.
Nice,
If anybody
nice.
needs that kind of coaching, come see me. It's actually, Tony, if you can snowboard, you can definitely skate backwards. It's
Okay,
just about
all right.
shifting your weight. It's not that hard. Yeah.
Okay, because
You're an athletic young gentleman. You could do that.
but man, did I love it! Like doing the crossover as you're turning, right? And
Yeah,
getting your speed, and, the hands behind your back, right? As you're trying to get like
How about,
faster.
how about like posing while you're like crossing? Yeah. You can do.
How about the
Yeah, you know what I mean? Tony pointing at the masses, just kind of like skating by, like, woo! Yeah.
dude? How about the move where you get down on one leg and then you straighten the other leg out? Like that's a badass move. Sorry.
Sure.
Back to Stellar Design.
I didn't even get a chance to tell you about Baller TV, but now I got another diversion while we're in the middle of this Stellar Design. And Dom, hang on, I'm coming back to Baller TV in a second. But let's not forget, if you really are a roller disco enthusiast, 7th Avenue and Fulton Street every Sunday, right in Golden Gate Park. That same dude, I don't know his name, but the guy, there's like a kingpin figure who plays disco songs, and they just get like an impromptu group of skaters. It is so much fun to watch. You don't even have to participate. Just go burn one and watch these guys skate. It's a great time. All right. Anyway.
They bring out big speakers on wheels too, and they put them in the corners of that area, and it's a big ass rectangular piece of blacktop and dude, people get funky in there on their roller skates.
And that's my San Francisco. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Not the scooters, not these tech bros dumping crap on Dolores Park. I'm talking about roller disco in Golden Gate Park. That's why I'm here in San Francisco. That's the kind of San Francisco I'm looking for. All right, Tony, Baller TV Cam. Let me tell you about this. Baller Cam turns your iPhone into an AI-powered sports camera. Get more information at ballercam.com. This is a program. It's been in the works for over 4 years. In fact, October 28th, 2021 was the start date. They have designed and engineered the entire product development from sketch, Tony, to mass production.
Yes, dude. And from breakthrough consumer electronics to life-saving medical devices, Stellar merges cutting-edge technology with stunning aesthetics so your product looks amazing and works flawlessly, Paulie.
Okay, once again, founded in 2014, they guide ideas from concept to production through prototyping, testing, and then launch, Big T.
Dude, and look at this, Paulie. I'm going to share some images of the products here in a second, but also they don't just design products, they create meaningful connections between people. The connections, Paulie. It's all about the vibe, all about the connection between people and brand. Whether you're a startup launching a new product or if you're a Fortune 500 company expanding your portfolio, Stellar delivers tailored solutions that enhance user experience and drive business success. Visit Stellar Design at stellar.design and make design impact. Contact Stellar Design, contact Dominic at stellar.design, or call or text Dom Peralta 650-796-3144, 650-796-3144, Paulie. And here's I'm going to give some images of the products. These are some of the products that Dom and Stellar Design have designed. So it's very, very, that looks like, a killer lock. Like you turn a lock and like something that's actually like sexy. That's like a sexy lock. Look at that thing. Anyways, and then you got, these are all things that Stellar Design has designed. So, I mean, look at that toothbrush, dude. Are you kidding me? We got to get this to Dr. Young.
Yeah. Dude. Nice. That's like a robo brush. Yeah. Look at that thing, man.
Wow. Dude. Okay. So yeah,
I'm just get this to Dr. Young.
Yeah.
No question. Yes.
These are all just cool products. See, man, because it's Dom just being Dom and Stellar Design, man, and just being a badass. So I just wanted to share some of those things of what Stellar Design does. And we love having Dom involved and Stellar Design involved in the show.
Dom, I freaking love you, man. Thanks for everything, Dom. You're crushing it, brother. Stellar Design. Reach out to him today and let them help you out with your next endeavor. 650-796-3144. Or once again, Dominic at stellar.design. Thank you, Stellar Design. All right, Tony, anyway, back to the, do you buy the theory that I was trying to sell you earlier that Bonte Hill was throwing out there? Because I think there's something to this, that the Giant fan base was so turned off by the Farhan Zaidi era that some of it's kind of like what happened in the strike in 94. When the strike hit, like a lot of baseball fans, and it took me a while to warm back up to the game too. You don't buy that. Why not?
Because what is the fan is the root word of the word fanatic, right? And you know what? To be a true fan, you got to ride the roller coaster, man. You got to weather the storm. You got to take the ups and the downs. You can't just go there when it's good, when everything's just great. You know what? That is called a bandwagoner. And I know a lot of bandwagoners, but I'm not one of them, man. And I love the game of baseball, and I love Giants baseball. And I'm going to be a fan of the Giants baseball product, regardless of who's in the front office, because I love baseball.
Me too.
And so sure, you can blame Farhan, but dude, also some of the players on the starting lineup that are doing well for the Giants are Farhan gets. So we can't forget that. You know what I mean? These are players that Farhan brought to the team. So sure, you can try to blame Farhan, but I don't think that has enough legs for me to stand on, because I just feel like that's the past. Also, now it's Buster Ball, dude. How could you not want to come to the park and see a team that Buster Posey is assembling and the architect of that roster?
Yeah.
I feel Buster's putting this team together. I put my faith and trust in Buster to put a good product on the field. I like this kid. He just drafted a shortstop out of Tennessee over the weekend for his first ever draft pick. Supposedly this kid's a great hitter out of Tennessee. I'm excited and Buster was a shortstop in college. Don't forget that. So
Buster, I think Buster played every position on the field at one time or another.
Yeah. But he was a shortstop in college, and then that's how much of a badass Buster Posey is he basically was a shortstop in college, then became a catcher his senior year, and then becomes a Hall of Fame catcher.
I freaking love guys that do stuff like that. I'll never forget this. When I still lived on the East Coast in Jersey, I remember when Kevin Mitchell came into the bigs. He was a rookie with the New York. He won a World Series with the 86 Mets, Kevin Mitchell. And that year, I mean, no one's going to remember this except guys like me, maybe Winks and Rags would, because they used to watch Mets games too, is that Kevin Mitchell, I recall him playing infield, obviously playing outfield. And Tony, I don't even know if you know this, but in 86, Kevin Mitchell occasionally caught. He caught some of the Mets staff. He was like, and his attitude was so amazing. He was like, yeah, I'll do whatever you guys need me to do. And he was good. He was like good at every position. How about this, dude? Do you remember when Pablo Sandoval was a Giant early in his career? Dude, he caught Zito a few times. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So I love guys that are diverse like that, and they're multi-dimensional in terms of what they can do on the field. But anyway, let me bounce another theory off you. And I'm pulling this one from the newlywed Scarlet Fire, Bonnie, one of our favorites. She said earlier in the show, some of the reasons for the Dodgers having such a monstrous fan base at this point is because of the star power.
Yes,
they're bringing like massive names to the table from Shohei Ohtani on down. Mookie Betts, you can go all day. It's like an all-star team. Do you because there is some perhaps validity to that you didn't see Dodger fans taking over when the Giants had Barry Bonds and Jeff Kent, like MVP caliber guys. You didn't really see Dodger fans taking over when the Giants were winning World Series, and they had marquee star power. Tim Lincecum, 2-time Cy Young Award winner, Buster Posey, MVP. Like, they had true stars. Right now, I mean, I think Logan Webb is an all-star. He's a name a lot of people know, but I don't think he's like a household word or a household name level star like somebody like Shohei Ohtani. He's just not. He's a great player, and he's ours, and we love him. But do you buy into that, Tony? That's part of the reason our support has waned, is we just don't have the star power?
No, I don't buy into it at all, because, again, if you are a freaking baseball fan, you have a great opportunity to not only see your Giants play baseball, but yes, a chance to see a once-in-a-lifetime type of player like Shohei Ohtani. You get to see Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. You get to see, those three are the ones that really stick out to me. But also, Teoscar Hernandez is a great player. That kid Paez is a good player. Like, you have a chance. So, sure, the star power is why the fans might try to travel to other places, because they know that this is like, a short window of time where these players are going to be all together. But, dude, as a Giants fan, let's go see Shohei's coming to the yard. Let's go see Shohei and take on the Giants. That's why the Giants fans should be going to the games. Even more reason they should be going, because it aggravates me to no end, man, that these people are so greed. It all goes back to greed, dude. Paulie, if you really want to talk about it, it goes back to greed and more money. I need more money. I need, I'm going to be a season ticket holder and never plan on going to a game because I'm greedy and I want to make more money on these tickets, and I'm going to sell them to whoever goes to the yard. I don't care.
Those are the same guys that are dumping scooters on the street and littering in my beloved Dolores Park. Correct. Same guys selling their. I'm telling you right now, I know the type. You know,
Paulie, I'm a responsible scooter rider, and I park them responsibly, and I don't
appreciate
litter.
that. I appreciate that. If you're going to scoot around town, don't leave them lying all over the street. Somebody's grandmother could trip over that. Come on, pick up your rest. That's what I'm saying.
So, like I said, be a fan, be a true fanatic,
Yeah.
and ride the wave of a team. It's fun. I'm proud to say that I went through the Chris Cohan era of Warriors basketball to like weather that dark storm, and it feels more rewarding. I think you enjoy it more when you go through the downs of a team and a franchise. And so it's easy to just be like, oh yeah, the Giants are winning, let's go to the yard. It's like, you know what? Remember those nights at Candlestick when it was like 5,000 strong?
I miss that, dude. I would give anything for a night like that right now. Bringing a blanket out to the stick in August, I miss it. I really do.
I know. So it really ticks me off, man. And so I'm hoping at some point, like the Giants fans, you know what's going to happen, Paulie, is the Giants need to go on like a tear, and they need to have a really hot, second half, final 65 games, and maybe the fans will jump on the bandwagon again. Because unfortunately, it's all about the bandwagon now. Unfortunately, it sucks. It just freaking it's all about the bandwagon. I don't know. Just ticks me off.
It's very difficult to stomach. All I can say is, man, I really hope this comes to. There's got to be a stop put to this on some level somehow. Because again, the footage I saw yesterday that Los D sent me of the Dodger fans in the street, not even on the sidewalk, Tony, in the freaking street outside of Momo's, like I've never seen anything like that. Put that picture up again of the bleachers, Tony, if you could, that you had up earlier, just to give you an idea. If you're away, maybe you're in Tahoe, whatever, you didn't see what happened over the weekend. But the Giant fans essentially surrendered the yard to Dodger fans in a way that I didn't think would ever really be possible.
Look at that. I see like one Giants fan, maybe two Giants fans in this picture, bottom right corner.
Game, man, that's a freaking Giants home game right there.
Honestly, God, Paulie, look at that section. I can count like maybe 5 Giants fans in the bottom right corner. And if I was to zoom in, you might be able to find more. But I mean, that thing is overtaken by Dodger fans. And again, you have to tip your cap to them because the same way the Niner faithful go down to SoFi. But it drives me freaking crazy, dude. And like you said, football is different because it's
17 games. It's more of an event. Yeah, every game is so important. Yeah. And the other thing is, Tony, just to be fair, I guess we should remember also that Giant fans have executed a very similar move. You remember how many times they used to take over Petco Park in San Diego, dude? It was borderline abusive. The amount of Giant fans that would just roll into San Diego just without any regard for Padre fans or what they were. And again, they were way down. This is pre-Tatis. This is pre-everybody. But those years, they were really the World Series years when the Giant fans would just say, hey, you know what? We can get a great weekend in San Diego. The hotel's right across the street from the yard. But dude, there would be series back then where there would be like, I don't know, 60% Giant fans to their 40%. I mean, it was insane. So, the shoe has been on the other foot too, just to be fair with Giant fans.
Yes, true. And I love Scarlet Fire. She says, I don't have to tip anything to those Dodger fans. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'm just saying.
She's a Jersey girl, man. She's flashing some of that Jersey spice right there. She really is. All right, Tony, you mentioned earlier today, because the clock's ticking, we're getting late here, and I know you have a top 3. Do you want to get into that?
Yeah, let's go, Paulie. I'll do it right now, buddy.
Tony's top 3.
Yeah.
Tony's top 3. Tony's top 3.
All right, my brother. What's up your sleeve today? What do you got on the docket, as it were? Team?
Well, dude, we can do a speed 3, a speed TT3. I love shouting out JT the Brick. He's one of my favorite human beings I've ever met in radio, and he do Speed Brick. Give love to JT the Brick and Speed Brick. We'll do Speed 3.
JT the Brick is actually a really nice guy. Remember? We all worked in the same building for a while when we were on the Ticket 1050. A couple of years when the Raiders were, they had their home on the Ticket 1050. We were the flagship. If you were a Raider fan, an Oakland Raider fan, those were some good years for you. Because the Rich Gannon-led Raiders were a really good team. They did go to that one Super Bowl and get their asses kicked, but at least they went. And we were serving up the Tim Brown show, the John Gruden show. Like Lee Hammer made sure that the Raider fans were definitely surprised. Tony, dude, how about me and you and Brooksy? Okay, in Jack London Square for the freaking Raiders rally, Holmes, on stage. I'll never forget this. You want to talk baptism by fire? I'm a Niner fan for starters, and I'm standing in front of a sea of freaking Raiders. But you know what? Thank God those guys embraced us. Man. They
were
really
great.
They really let us in. They accepted us on our own terms. They're like, hey, these guys are Niner fans, but they're cool. But I got to tell you, so pretty intimidating to stare down the barrel of like 10,000 bloodthirsty Raider fans.
Yep.
And I don't know if you remember this, Tony, but we went out there and the players were late arriving. And Tony Salvador kept saying, "Yeah, get out there, just do some stand up. You gotta kill some time." I'm like, "What am I gonna do to these back kids?" It was insane. It was insane. Anyway, we had a good time that day. With Jerry Rice rolled in with all the other guys. But anyway, I took you off the top. I'm sorry, Tony. Go back.
No, we're good, man. Tony's top three, and it's fun. And those Raider rallies were a freaking blast, dude. They were so much fun. But just going into we talked about Juwan Jennings earlier in the show.
Yeah.
And how he wants a new contract, even though he's guaranteed.
Everybody wants a new contract. You know what I mean? I'm not making a big deal about it. Tony, where's my new deal? You know what I mean?
Also, you know what? Like, how about you write a new contract, Juwan, but if you suck ass this year, then you make like half of what you were gonna make. You know, like that's what I mean. Like these contracts, these guaranteed contracts, what's the motivation? Hold on, Paulie. I know that football is the roughest sport out there besides hockey, and I know that like these players put their lives on the line, literally, like
they do
with concussions and broken limbs and all that
stuff. I mean, the risks are significant. Yeah.
But $7.5 million for 1 year of football is for a wide receiver 3 or 4, depending on injuries, is pretty damn good in my opinion. And you know what? If you go out and you kick ass, fine, ask for a new contract. But my question to you, Paulie, is now it's like the Brandon Ayuk, and I saw Matt Mayoko posted something last week about that Ayuk is maybe ahead of schedule and might be ready to go earlier in the season than anticipated.
Yep.
Jennings or Ayuk, if it came down to it, Jennings or Ayuk, what would you do?
I'm probably going to piss some people off when I answer this, but I'm going to take Jennings, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, because he had a really good year last year. I think he just missed that 1,000-yard mark, right? Didn't he just come short of that? But he was right there. And the other thing is he's inspired. Like, I think Jennings is a motivated guy. Like, he's still building his rep in the NFL as an accomplished receiver, which I think he achieved last year. But Brandon Ayuk is just seemingly in a perpetual state of unhappiness. And like, it's just worn me out, dude. Like, I get it. Ayuk, and I was a big Ayuk fan. I just want you to know that, Tony. I was championing that dude. Like, if you go back to the early days of Shanahan drafting him, or John Lynch drafting him, coming out of Arizona State. We heard about how athletic he was and what a great player he was. And then Shanahan immediately put Ayuk in his doghouse. Remember that for the first couple of seasons? Then Ayuk really becomes a legitimate, I would say almost a number one receiver, the number one. He becomes like a number one option, especially because Deebo Samuel became so disgruntled. But now, like, the fact that Brandon Ayuk is still unhappy in some capacity is a massive turnoff for me. I want guys that want to be part of the 49ers. I want guys that want to play here and are inspired to the cause at hand, which is winning a Super Bowl, which is, the window is going to close at some point. So, like, my whole thing now is like, that's what I said with Deebo. Dude, if you don't want to be here, just go. Go, man. I don't want to hold you prisoner, and all this pouting and social media nonsense. So I would take Juwan Jennings right now. That's just me. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I think he's a little bit more of an inspired player. What do you think, T?
Inspired is a great way to put it. I think he plays with more just hunger and fire than Ayuk does. And especially in his yak, Paulie. I like saying his yak, his yards after catch, because I feel like Jennings is, and remember the 3rd and Juwan, it became like a phenomenon. And
totally.
I would
he had some good games last year.
He definitely did. Yeah. But and I saw Robot Centaur saying, all these guys deserve to try and get paid, while they can, because the career windows are short and everything. But dude, he is getting paid. He's getting paid $7.5 million for being a number 3, or I think on the roster technically he's a wide receiver 4. So getting paid $7.5 million as a wide receiver 4, I don't know, but it could be a 3, or I feel like he's trying to capitalize on the situation with Ayuk and the unknown with Pearsall. But it's like, dude, you're getting paid. You're already getting paid, in my opinion. But I would take Jennings over Ayuk because of just flat out hunger and desire. I feel like Ayuk has become more of a prima donna. I feel like he's become more of a problem than an asset.
I remember when the Niners, I mean, we're going back to the 90s, but it's significant because this is the last time the 49ers won a Super Bowl. I can't believe I got to say this. 1990 F4 is the last time the Niners won a Super Bowl. But when they brought Deion Sanders in, I'm pretty sure Jerry Rice took a pay cut to accommodate that. I think Steve Young might have taken a little bit of a pay cut too. Like, guys are ready to sacrifice for the betterment of the mission at that point. And I wish there was more of that mentality today where guys are like, you know what, man, I'll do whatever I have to do to get us across the finish line. And I'm just burnt out on disgruntled Niners, whether it was George, not George Kittle. I'm sorry. It was Deebo Samuel. It was Trent Williams. All these guys holding up. Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
Nick Bosa. And by the way, if you want to look at Nick Bosa's numbers, bro, they have been. I'm just throwing it out there, man. His sack total, which is what we pay him to do. Yeah, you can disrupt the run and drag down a running back every now and again. But dude, I'm paying you to sack the quarterback. Those numbers are significantly down. Right. If you don't believe me, just look at his stats last couple of years. They have been declining. So I need Bosa to step up. But all these guys unhappy. Oh, I'm unhappy. Pay me more. You know what, dude? I'm burnt on it, T. I'm burnt on it, man.
Unbelievably burnt. And Mark Graves says Jennings, he's reminding us that Jennings was happy last year after he signed that contract. It's like, that's how quick it turns. And I do have to blame the agents as well. I think the agents are so they see blood. You want to talk about greed? You want to go back to the whole underlying theme of greed?
They see what? Blood.
Yeah, they see blood in the water of like, now we got to jump on it. And they get into these players' heads who are just, I don't know. I feel like there needs to be a happy medium somewhere. Like, and I feel like Jennings had that happy medium with signing that contract. And then again, if he goes out and kicks ass this year, dude, more power to you. Go make even more than what you're making now.
Couple of quick agent riffs for you, T. And I'm amazed I'm even coming up with one or two, but I got a couple for you. All right, greatest moments in the word agent's existence. One, Blue Oyster Cult, Agent of Fortune. Is that right, you guys? Agent of Fortune. I'm going way back on BOC. And then number two, comedically, this is totally done tongue-in-cheek. I love this kid. We just had him on the show, so don't think I'm like attacking him at all. But shout out to Larry Krueger, Agent of Satan, Tony. Agent of Satan. That's just for you. You know what I'm talking about. Because when I think about Satan, the Dark Prince, I think Larry Krueger. And apparently I'm not the only one.
Not only was he an agent of Satan, he was a messenger of Satan. And I mean, dude, well,
shout out Bob Dylan, Wicked Messenger. Tony, go ahead.
That's why I got fired, man, is because of that whole thing. Anyways, and that was so just the people that don't know, Larry Krueger.
That was one of the times you got fired. That was like, let's not confuse. That was one, because you and I have been in and out of that joint a few times. Yeah. That was one in the series of firings that went down over the year. As far as I'm concerned, bro, if you haven't been fired from KMBR at some point, I don't know how legit you really are. Like, you got to get fired at some point. That's how I view it anyway.
No question. But Larry Krueger called the Giants a bunch of brain dead Caribbeans swinging at slop, and then he said that Felipe Alou had cream of wheat for brains. Felipe Alou said Larry Krueger was racist because the gentleman on the cream of wheat box is African American. And then Felipe Alou called Larry Krueger on ESPN, by the way, ESPN.
I'll never forget the text scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Larry Krueger, Agent of Satan. I'm like, what are you doing here? What's going on? Krueger?
But that's what Felipe Alou called him, an agent of Satan, a messenger of Satan. It's like, well, my thing was I called Bob Agnew, our boss, and I said, Bob, we got to play this down on the air. We have Felipe Alou calling our night host a messenger of Satan. Like, that's funny. Like, we need to say that. And Bob Agnew said, yes, our listeners deserve to hear that. And
by the way, as a result of all that, Bob Agnew, he also got blown out. You know what I mean? It was like a clean sweep across the board. You're all out of here. All right, this is the darkest day. Yeah. Tony, keep this top three going, man.
Number two. This is just kind of looking forward to tomorrow in the All-Star game. Okay, but we have the home run derby before that. So I just want to know quickly, do you think what has become more popular? And we're going to talk more All-Star game tomorrow, or maybe we won't, because it depends on how much we care about it. Okay. But do you think what do you think become the bigger event? Do you think that still the All-Star game, or has the Home Run Derby overtaken the All-Star game in modern day?
This is probably going to upset a lot of people, but I think that the last time I felt passionate about an actual All-Star game, I might go as far back as 2014. I remember when it was in Kansas City and Pablo went off. I don't know if you remember that game. Pablo was just roping balls all over the field, and Giants had a lot of players on that team, a lot of All-Star caliber guys on that team. Boy, I don't know, man. My interest and passion for the All-Star game itself has kind of declined over the years. Like, I want to be into it. I really do. I still think it is the most legit All-Star game across the board. And like, there is no more Pro Bowl. They're playing effing volleyball, and I don't know what they're doing.
Tug of war.
Bro, feats of strength. I got Nick Bosa throwing tires. Like, what? Okay. Remember that? I had use check kicking field goals. I'm like, this is the Pro Bowl. And hockey too. Hockey's a joke, dude. They don't really play anymore. It's a skills competition. They're skating through cones, doing horse tests like that. But at least in baseball, they still play legit. And the NBA, don't even. You know what? They shouldn't even do it anymore in the NBA. Right. When the score is like 170 to 160, it's a freaking joke. Because we grew up watching like Larry Bird not wanting to lose to the Western Conference and vice versa. Like Magic Johnson didn't want to lose an All-Star game to Larry Bird's guys. Like they really were into it back then, but they're all such great friends now. The whole thing sucks. So long way of saying the baseball All-Star game is still like the last bastion of competition, but it's a great question. I think there's more emphasis and interest now in the home run derby.
Yeah,
I just have to gauge the public. I think more people are into that than they are to the game itself. That's how I'm viewing it. How do you feel, T?
I totally agree with you, Paulie, because of launch angle and all that exit velocity has now become such a big stat in the game. I think people love the home run derby. And then tomorrow, I want to do bookmarks tomorrow because we don't have time today. But I want to take the All-Star game back to like 1970 when Pete Rose is barreling over Ray Fosse. I mean, like, I don't want that to happen in the game. But what I'm saying is when players actually really cared about winning the ball game, so much so that Pete Rose is barreling over a catcher to try and win the ball game. So I would love it to make it matter more. And then, but the home run derby, I'll be honest, I watch it. It's a spectacle to see how many. And you know why I watch? You know what I love more than the home runs? I am fascinated by the accuracy of the coaches that throw the bullpen, the BP pitches, because those guys can throw it through a freaking keyhole if they could, because their accuracy is so amazing. Watching the home run derby.
It's all about the pitchers and BP, man. I learned that through the Take a Cut challenge. Like with the years we would have a good pitcher, I made contact, I hit the ball. There were years when we had bad pitchers and you're like lunging for, it sucks. Like it's all about the guy delivering the ball. And we do have a couple of
Supers time, Paulie. Los D, our boy Los D. He says, let's be real. 85 to 90% of pro contracts involving guaranteed money after they're maxed end up disappointing production. It's the con that keeps giving. It's Los.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself, man. Could not have said it better myself. Thank you for the super, brother. And I love that Expos hat, by the way.
Thank you, Los.
And then we've got we got the guns of Escobar. Yeah. Come on.
Yes, we do have the Guns of Escobar. You've heard of the Guns of Navarone. This is the Guns of Escobar III. Remember, NHL changed to the new tourney that gave us fights between countries. That's true. That was pretty cool, man. Like opening face-off, guys were dropping the gloves. Thank you, Escobar III. Hey, at least those guys really give a damn. They do care. The hockey players are extremely passionate about their sport. They will defend their sport's integrity. Thank you, Escobar.
You know what, Paulie? I want to pull up a video. Thank you, Escobar, and thank you, Los D, and everybody who's been a super today. Thank you. But tomorrow I want to pull up video for maybe last year's home run derby of some of these bullpen batting practice pitchers that are just incredible.
Well, sometimes some players use like their dad or their brother. Like it doesn't have to be a coach. It can just be
Totally. Yeah. And it's all about keeping the pitch elevated so that they can elevate the ball over the home run pitch.
Hey, by the way, let me brag on Tony's behalf real quick. Tony can actually ball. I've seen him put balls on the warning track at Oracle Park. Here's my question to you. If you were going to take a BP session where you were going to be like judged or graded like you were competing, who would you want pitching? Who would you want serving them up? Who's your guy?
I would probably go to my buddy from way back when. He was my catcher in college. Is shout out Ted Turkington. Remember Turk through BP for a couple
That's
of
probably the year that I did well. I think that was the guy because he was your buddy. Yeah,
he was a great. He
knew where to put the ball.
Mm-hmm. He was like a machine, but with the natural motion and natural release and release point that you could focus on. I hate pitching machines, by the way, but I know they're a necessary evil, but I'm not a fan.
Yep.
And so he was money, still is money. And now shout out Turk. Both of his boys are great baseball players. One of them's at Cal. He's a pitcher for Cal, and his other one's a pitcher for Bellarmine, I think, Bellarmine High School down in San Jose. But he was a great batting practice pitcher, and I would probably pick him. Or I might go to my man who's on the chat here often, Steve Groschel, who was one of my buddies in high school. That was again, he was on the field when I got taken out of an alumni baseball game for giving up a grand slam. So I would probably do either Steve Groschel or my buddy Turk. But those guys knew where to put the baseball. They knew where to put it. A little bit higher in the zone, and then you got a chance to launch it, right? But why I'm locked into the home run derby tomorrow is not necessarily where the balls go, but where the pitches go.
Hey, T, just a quick comment in the middle. I know we got to wrap in a minute, too, but I want to say, always great to see new faces on the board today. And for those of you listening on Spotify and Apple Music, and we can't make eye contact, thank you for dropping by. Thank you for supporting the show. We're always glad and happy to have your company. But I got to say, seeing new names right in front of us is always cool. Shout out to my new guy, Matty Balls. And then, Tony, anybody named Balls is going to be friendly with us. And then, secondly, did you see this other guy, Tony? Leg of Lamb.
Yes.
Leg of Lamb in the house today. Welcome aboard, brother. Great to make your acquaintance.
Hey, Paulie, also on Instagram. I want to go over to IG Live because we're over there every day too. We got J.Ronimo21, Sock R Bull or SOC R Bull. Yep. We got AK Bell. We got Rich P. Brow. Those are a few people checking in on Instagram Live, Paulie. Stone Foxes listen over there too. Longbridge Pizza listens over there or watches over there too. So thank you everybody on Instagram Live for checking us out as well. And also don't forget on YouTube at Polymax Particles. Please like and subscribe. And also, Paulie, we got to get to number 3 before we wrap the show. Are you ready for number 3?
Timeout. I would be, but Nicky DiFrancesco just drove the lane, dude. We got a Paisan alert. Throw him up there as a super. We're going across the globe now. He goes, oh, listening in Milan. Bro, when I went to Italy, I landed in Milan. I remember, shout out.
I landed in Milan too.
You got to land in Milan. You start in Milan and you go from there, and there's no wrong turn. No matter, we went up north. I did the north extensively. Incredible. Best food I ever had. Best people I ever saw. The only thing missing was American music. Everything else was great. But Nicky DiFrancesco, brother, enjoy your time in Italy and taste the olive oil in every village you go to, because they take great pride in their olive oil, and you're going to have a great time. Nicky DiFrancesco, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, and Nicky D, if you do what I did last time in Italy, have gelato after lunch, have it after dinner, every day, just wherever you are. Just go get local gelato wherever you are, because it's so unbelievably good. Oh, dude, and have an affogato if you can. Go get an affogato. Have you ever had an affogato, Paulie?
I've had it all. Yeah.
Affogato is the best way to consume espresso, in my opinion. So, and what Dub City's a super as well. Any chance I could get Paulie as Satan doing a DLR impression, talking about how much he hates Sammy Hagar?
Well, I can give it a shot. I don't know. I want to say, too, one of my great things about Dave and Sammy is anytime he talks about Sammy Hagar, he always calls him Sam. He won't call him Sammy Hagar. Well, a couple things about Sam Hagar. All right, let me try here. I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to try it, though. You request, I'll deliver. All right, Dub City, hold on. And I'm going to base this on actual David Lee Roth quotes about Sammy Hagar. So here we go. Here comes one for you, Dub City. Special delivery from me to you, from Satan to you.
Lot of people.
That was great. This is great.
Hold on, man, I'm sorry.
Dub City, thank you.
I got to gain my composure. I'm already thinking myself.
I'm going to Dub City, thank you for this super. This is great.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
You know, a lot of people say, what's the difference between Sam Hagar and Diamond David Lee Roth talking to you right here? Diamond Dave, Sam Hagar writes songs like, how do I know when it's love? Love comes walking in. Love's some kind of alien. And I, Diamond David Lee Roth, ain't talking about love.
I hope that worked for you. I don't have that. I ain't talking about love right here. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Paulie,
Steve's got
that
the
was
gig
fun.
with Beat LA, brother. Me and you both. All right, man. Let's give me number 3 in the top 3.
Quickly. Paulie, number 3. Over the weekend, did you see Klay Thompson's new girlfriend?
Oh, Megan Thee Stallion. You know what? Listen, it's time to give. Listen, we got to give this guy. He's one of the greatest Casanovas of the 21st century. And you know what? Because people used to say this about Derek Jeter being like the greatest ladies' man or the greatest. Like, in every generation has some of these dudes. Like Joe Namath back in the day was dating Raquel Welch and Anne Margaret and all that stuff. And then he was kind of the first. Broadway Joe, dude, like doing his thing in New York City back in the swinging 60s. And then there have always been dudes like this. Like I mentioned, Derek Jeter. He was a notorious ladies' man, dating these high profile. But you know the great thing about these guys is they handle their business, and you never have like drama. You never have like public fights or, oh my God, he did this to me. They just handle their business. Klay Thompson's like the new king of the scene, dude. And I say, you know what I say? Hey, Klay, more power to you, man. More power to you. I think a lot of guys are probably looking at that saying, hey, hell, I wish it was me. But it was interesting that the picture they showed pictured her elegant posterior instead of her face. But that's a trademark. When you're talking Megan Thee Stallion, it's almost, you can't not acknowledge the glutes. I'm just throwing it out there. That's real talk.
She flaunts her glutes the same way Prince used to flaunt his glutes. And, and when you got it, you flaunt it. And she's
they flaunting glutes too. Don't forget the US Festival, chapless, assless pants, dude. Cheeks flying. Yeah.
It's the same way Robbie Ray wears the tight pants because of his glutes, right? And by the way, shout out Robbie Ray's another amazing performance yesterday.
Did you see him dressed up like the Marlboro Man last night, getting on the plane to go to the All-Star game? Denim on denim. Did you see that?
I did not.
Oh, dude, he was bespectacled. He was bedazzled in denim shirt, denim pants, like cowboy belt buckle, the boots. He looked like a male model for Marlboro cigarettes. By the way, he really did.
That's incredible. I did, and he's just having a sensational year. And shout out the Giants pitching all weekend long, except for in the 12th inning. But we don't even get into it because it's not. I mean, it's just we didn't even get into the extra inning fiasco. We can get into it tomorrow. So
what was your question, Tony? Was your question
is how long? Sorry, I didn't get to the question.
That's okay.
I'm happy for Klay. Rocco had to put, Rocco passed. So now in comes the new love with Megan Thee Stallion, and they went public about it. So I'm very happy for Klay. But do you think that this is a lasting courtship, or do you think this is a kind of maybe
courtship?
Short-lived.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, generally speaking, these high visibility, high level, like entertainment industry relationship, they generally don't work, but or don't last that long, rather. But I got to say, who cares? Let Klay Thompson have a good time. If she's having a good time, and how couldn't she? Klay is such a chill guy. Yeah, they're probably rolling him up right now, watching comedies on the big screen in his Dallas mansion or whatever. Actually, no, I take that back. I think the photos were taken in the Bahamas. I think they were down in the Bahamas when we posted those photos. So
that sounds right.
I'd give it a year tops. I give it a year. You know what I mean? Let them have a good time. Let them enjoy each other for a while. That's all.
No question. I hope if Klay's happy, I'm happy. It just Mavericks second fiddle to the Dubs, and I don't like rooting for any Dallas team anyway, so I'm not going to root.
Klay Thompson goes into the Hall of Fame someday, Tony, he's going to be wearing a Warrior jersey. He ain't wearing a Mavericks jersey when he goes into the Hall of Fame. He will always.
You sure he's not going to wear a Mavericks gear? You sure he's not going to wear a cowboy hat, the Klay statue, and a cowboy hat and a Mavericks jersey?
He's going to come. He's going to have a rope on his belt. I'm here to do some rustling, y'all. No, he's going in as a Dub City Golden State Warrior, brother.
He better, dude. So that's top 3. And then, Paulie, I just want to offer a compromise in the extra inning thing on the way out before we say goodbye to everybody, and tell everybody that we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Yeah. How do you feel? This is the Tony's top 3B. How do you feel about if they were to go the 10th inning? And my dad and I were talking about this yesterday. The 10th inning and the 11th inning, no ghost runner or no runner on second base. And then if it gets to the 12th, then you can put a runner on. But give
100%
them
much better compromise than this mutant horse ass they're doing right now. Because what they're doing right now isn't baseball. Right. It's not. And that's my big objection, like with the NHL and how they have shootouts. I freaking hate shootouts. It's one of the biggest turnoffs I've ever experienced as a hockey fan. And I'll tell you why. because you're no longer basing the outcome of the game on competition. It becomes like a skills contest. It's one guy skating in on a goalie. It's a one-on-one matchup to determine a game. Bull ass, dude. Hockey is a game where you got 5 on each side. Let's play this thing out. And I feel the same way about baseball. Just automatically dropping a runner on second base is one of the most diabolical turnoffs I have ever experienced as a baseball fan. And I love what you're saying. I mean, that's a legitimate compromise. Hey, you want your ghost runner? Fine. We'll give it to you in the 12th. Let's at least play 2 more clean innings of the actual game.
And the Robbie Ray pitched a hell of a game, and then Matos clutches up and ties the game in the bottom of the 9th, and all of a sudden you're going to just put a runner on second base for the Dodgers in the top of the 10th, and for the Giants as well in the top of the 10th. And I love how MLB decided if it was a runner on first, I might feel a little differently because that's more common. A single is more common in baseball. But a runner on second, they're acting as if it's like it's easy to get to second base in Major League Baseball. And it's not. It's freaking weird. So, I mean, anyways, my idea that my dad and I were talking about yesterday is 10th inning, 11th inning, no runner, and then the 12th. So I'm glad you agree. So, Ollie, next time you talk to Rob Manfred, please tell him that PMP has plans for kind of a change in baseball for next year.
I'll give him a call after the show. I got him on speed dial. We usually talk at least once a day. Yeah, at least me and Manfred. We're like this, brother. All right, listen.
He's Robbie to you, right? Robbie Manfred?
Totally. It's calling him Robbie for years. Yo, Robbie! Tony, couple of quick thank yous on the way out. I want to thank our good friends at Longbridge Pizza. We love you guys on 3rd Street. That is the Dog Patch neighborhood, the up and coming. If you haven't hung in Dog Patch, get on down there, man. So you'll see what we're talking about. It's quickly becoming like the cool place in town. And it's right down the street from Chase Center, right down the street from Oracle Park, 2347 3rd Street. If you like the looks of this, go in there and dive in head first. I plan on going in this week. I've been jonesing. I need some Longbridge, so I'm going to go in. Also, join the Vibe Tribe. Enjoy the sourdough crust on their pizza. It's kind of their signature and staple flavor. It's something very unique and specific to Longbridge Pizza.
Sourdust, Paulie. It sounds like pizza with angel dust.
I don't recommend that for anybody, actually. Again, we got a South City kid running the joint, Neil Denardi. He knows his food. He knows his customers. He knows his vibe. Join the Vibe Tribe. Thank you, Longbridge Pizza. We freaking love you guys. We'll see you soon. I'll see you this week. Also, Stellar Design, Dami Peralta. Why you do this to me, Dami? Why you do this? I always think about the name Dom in The Exorcist when the priest is like, the little girl is possessed by Satan, and then the priest is named Dominic. And at one point, the devil assumes the identity and voice of this guy's mother. And he goes, why you do this to me, Dami? Why you do this to me? Anyway, why you do this to me, Dami? Dami Peralta doing Stellar Design for your next, whatever it might be, your next project, your next endeavor, special events, a longer campaign. Visit stellar.design and make design impact with our very own Dom Peralta. Dominic at stellar.design. You're seeing some of his work right here.
Dude, Paulie, those are ski poles. Those are designer ski poles. Look at those. Those are badass. Well done, Dom. Well done, Stellar. Yeah.
And phone number for Stellar Design, 650-796-3144. Call him and say 2 things. Say, 1, Dom, I have a project I want you to work on. Follow-up question, Dom, why you do this to me, Dami? Why you do this? Anyway, a little exercise moment for you on a Monday. Tony, thank you so much. Had a great time today hanging out with all of y'all. Christian Narek, The Nutter, John Joseph, Robot Centaur, Naomi. There's Ray Goodman. What's happening? Winks, be good, brother. Great to see you. Robot Centaur, Lego Lamb, Matty Balls. All these new guys coming in today. John Joseph, JJ, my man. 49er Red Zone, Candlestick Kid, all y'all. We appreciate it. NorCal, how you doing, brother? How's NorCal? Stevie B, Mickey DiFrancesco in Italy, in Milan, no less. Freaking love you guys. Thanks for supporting the show so much. Hey, Corinne, how you doing today? You must have hated that Dodger fan invasion as much as I did. Matty Balls, there he is, man. All right, you guys be good. Thanks for supporting the show. Tony, final words. I'll let you shut it down today, brother.
I'm going to let Scarface start my final words, please.
So say good night to the bad guy.
And then, Paulie, I just, again, thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We'll be here tomorrow, 11 a.m., getting you ready for that big old all-star game. And then also, just want to say, at Polymax Particles on YouTube, if you please spread the word and like and subscribe. Also, we are on Twitter, as you can see, all the stuff at Polymax Particles where we are, and at Polly's Pod on Twitter Instagram, and Blue Sky. And then email us anytime. And if you want to send pictures, Leah Phillips, just send us some cool pictures we're going to share on the show, probably on tonight's Wednesday's night flight. pollyspod@gmail.com. Also, quick reminder, Polly, we're going to have Shannon Kaler of the Stone Foxes join us Wednesday night, giving away tickets to their show this coming Saturday, the 19th, at the Cornerstone in Berkeley. And if you want the audio versions, go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or TuneIn, and it's listed under Polymax Particles. All right.
Bring in Diamond Dave to dismiss the class if you could, Tony. Yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you, Big T. Great job today, my brother. And thank you, all of you guys, for dropping by and supporting the show. We freaking love you guys. We'll be back. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Hey, enjoy the home run derby, man. Have a good time with that. We'll recap it tomorrow on the show. Cheers, y'all.
Peace, everybody.